Morning everybody. Today we're spending time in the polytunnel. We're going to try and enhance, enrich, get a better crop from the tomatoes by a few little simple tricks, and I want to share them today. So hello everyone, my name is Tony Smith. This is my polytunnel and this is my garden. So today we're spending a bit of time in with the tomatoes, just giving you some kind of tips and some ideas how to kind of just give a little bit extra oomph to your tomatoes when they're growing, when they're kind of halfway through the growing stage, to try and get the best crop possible. So as you can see, I've got a whole different variety of tomatoes, and actually I'll go through. These are some very kindly Johnny from Johnny's Kitchen Garden sent over grafted tomatoes, and we've actually got tomatoes coming down there. Johnny, can you see that? Yes. Now actually one of them, which one was, oh, it was the one that's always been the red pepper one. I don't actually think it's got a single red tomato or any tomato on it. So we're not sure what's going on there, but the other ones are all coming along great, and it's just little techniques I want to show you just to kind of help you get through. The first one, as you kind of, the ones we've been doing already, I string me tomatoes now. That's been a revelation. And I wrap the tomatoes round, and don't forget, and listen, you can keep on top of them sometimes. If you're growing a lot of tomatoes, just take out the side shoots, but do you know what I mean? It is quite a job. You think you've done it. I did this one not that long ago, and there's even bottom. Can you see the bottom side shoots? So there's still plenty of time, plenty of shoots growing. I mean, there's a great example on this one. And like I say, I'm checking most days, but look at this one, huge. There. And what you want now, really, when your tomatoes are this high, you want all the power of the plant to go into the fruit, not into the green leaves. You'd think I hadn't done these, but I must have left them to show you for demonstration purposes. So yes, make sure all your suckers are off if you've got, the right kind of tomato plant for it. So depending what, kind of style you've went. I've went for like the string method, like I say, and I just twirl the actual plant around, and it just keeps everything lovely. Do you know what I mean? I think the string method has been for me, because I used to use canes in the olden days in another polytunnel, and it was just a bit fiddly, should we say. So would you believe, even here in the northeast of England, now we're in kind of the middle of June, we do get quite a few warm days, and what I'm trying to achieve here is I leave my doors open on a night time, but I still want lots of air, fresh air coming through. Now the tomato plants, what I'm going to do now is just start taking the bottom leaves off. And eventually I'll take quite a lot, but this first cutting, I'll just take maybe 1 or 2 trusses from the bottom leaves off, and I'll show you what I do. So basically I want air to get in to this tomato plant. And the secret, or the ones you've got to be careful of, not to cut your string, quite easily, I've done that a few times, or your tomato trusses off. And just leaving that air around there is ideal for the tomato plant, just to get some air in, to stop going moist and just causing germs and diseases. So there we go, all nice and tidy underneath, just letting a little bit of air get into it, and hopefully all little pincers, all little suckers cut out and staked up nicely there. And even still, look at it, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? It's even, you cannot help it sometimes. Gutted, yes, but it's one of them things of gardening. Now this lot desperately need it. As you can see as well, there's a lovely big sucker there. That's got to come off. and we'll get all them cut as well. There we go, that's a little bit better there. And some of these, mind you, were probably left it too long, but we're in a desperate state, you know what I mean? It was just a breeding ground for disease and things like that. But now, you can see, do you know what I mean, the air's coming through there now. It's much better, much better. Big tidy up, but that's all right. So as you can see there now, we're starting to get some fruit on and lots of flowers, which is always good news. And it's now, for me, once you start getting the flowers on, I start feeding it all. I mean, this kind of, you know, it's up to you, but for me personally, once, because we start flowers, then the fruit, so I start feeding, and I feed probably about once, I mean, it all depends, but once a week, twice a week, maybe even a bit more, a bit less, but it all depends. But I want to start feeding there now, and I've done a couple, and what I use is I just use Tomerite. I mean, it's not, you can, you know, you do your own, you make your own, but for me, it's more like practicality. Do you know, I know you can have like a tub and fill it with the leaves and everything and get your own mix, but for me, that's not going to work here. So I just kind of, a bucket of water or a watering can and half a cup full of Tomerite. There we go. So like I say, I'm feeding maybe once a fortnight, once a week, it all depends, but I'm watering now every day I'm coming up and giving a good water. And if I miss, you can tell, do you know what I mean? You can't miss really any day, but if you do have to, you know what I mean, 2 at the most. And don't forget to feed and water your outside tomato plants, because these are now flowering away, and hopefully we'll get a lovely crop of Roma tomatoes from these ones. So I think as long as you cut the bottom leaves off now, you know, if your tomatoes are kind of getting up there, kind of the waist height, you need now to get that air, to get that away. I mean, especially on this side, they were just desperately in need of it. Now that air can circulate, make sure if if they're all grown up, you've got them nicely turned around your string, or you're tied onto your stakes. If you've got flowers on and fruit now, now's the time to feed them now, and just keep on feeding them right the way through the season, and hopefully we'll all have a bumper crop this year. Look after yourselves, take good care.